2 years ago, my husband Leo asked for an open marriage. I agreed, hoping it would save us. As he pursued other women, I found myself dating others too, gaining confidence I never had before. But now, I'm realizing my feelings for Leo have faded, and we're headed for a painful divorce. My husband, Leo, 34M, and I, 30F, have been together for 7 years and married for 4. We don't have children and don't plan on having any. 2 years ago, Leo brought up the idea of an open marriage. At the time, I was heartbroken. I couldn't understand why I wasn't enough for him or why he even wanted to explore this. The thought of sharing him was unbearable. He reassured me, as many men in similar situations do, that he loved me but that I wasn't fulfilling all his needs. He insisted it was just about adding excitement to our relationship, that it was purely physical, and nothing more. I asked if there was someone else, and he denied it. Even now, I'm not entirely sure whether I believe him. But back then, I was overwhelmed with anger and pain and firmly refused. For a week, he kept pressuring me to reconsider before finally giving me an ultimatum: either agree to an open marriage or get divorced. I chose to stay in the marriage. The thought of losing him was too much to bear at the time. We set rules: no bringing partners home, regular STD testing every 3 months, reserving 1 weekend a month for just the two of us, and ensuring that any expenses related to other partners came from our personal funds. For the first 3 months, I didn't participate in the arrangement, but Leo immediately embraced it. He was often out or home late, yet he remained affectionate and cheerful. Meanwhile, I felt like I was falling apart. Knowing he was with other women made me feel lonely, unattractive, and unworthy. I confided in my sister, Katie, 26F, and a few close friends. Katie advised me to play his game and take part in the open marriage as well, arguing that if he could sleep with others, so could I. But my self-esteem was at an all-time low. I've always been a bit overweight and never considered myself conventionally attractive. The idea of putting myself out there felt more humiliating than empowering. Katie and my best friend Jessie, 30F, set up my online dating profiles for me. I got so many matches that it was overwhelming. When I told Leo, he was surprised, but told me to do whatever I thought was best. Jessie helped me choose my first date, and I actually had a great time. He didn't pressure me for sex and took me out to drinks and dinner. We did have sex eventually, but it was all just casual and we didn't see each other after a couple months of casual dating. That first guy really made me feel more confident in myself. So I kept going on dates with men. A lot of them wanted to treat me, so I didn't have to spend much of my own money. Not only that, but some of the men have given me the best sex I've ever had in my life. Almost like the kind of sex you read in romance novels. It's been amazing. Right now, I'm involved with 2 other men in addition to Leo. One of them, Mark, 38M, has been a steady presence in my life for about 6 months. He's more like a boyfriend. The other, Steven, 25M, is a more casual relationship focused on fun and intimacy. Both of them know about my open marriage and other relationships, and they're completely fine with it. Leo, on the other hand, hasn't been as fortunate. At first, he had no trouble meeting people and seemed to enjoy the arrangement, even when I started dating as well. But lately, he's been complaining a lot and going out less. He's frustrated about always being the one spending money, and many of the women he pursues want an emotional connection before getting intimate. He's particularly drawn to younger women, but they often prefer men closer to their own age. On top of that, he resents how often I go out with random guys, while he's left home alone. So far, he hasn't asked to close the marriage, but I have a feeling he will soon. He keeps saying he misses us and wants to spend more time together. He's been trying to initiate sex more frequently and suggesting dates, vacations, and other couple activities. But when I tell him I already have plans, usually with Mark, he gets upset. Honestly, I don't think I love Leo anymore. I still care about him, but I don't feel the same way I used to. It's not that I'm in love with Mark or Steven, but I do feel much closer to Mark than I do to Leo. Mark makes me feel safe and comfortable, and I genuinely enjoy spending time with him more than with my own husband. Steven, on the other hand, is sweet, funny, and great in bed. My sister, Katie, and my friend, Jessie, have been urging me to get a divorce for over a year now. I held back because I didn't want to hurt Leo, and I thought I still loved him. But looking back, I think my feelings for him started to fade the moment he asked for this open marriage. Now, seeing him sulk just because he's no longer benefiting from it makes him even less attractive to me. Still, I'm not sure if divorce is the right move. I do care about him and don't want to hurt him. Maybe if he finally asks to close the marriage, we can have a real conversation about where to go from here. Update. Hi, everyone. I received so many comments and messages on my last post, which was deleted for some reason, that it became a bit overwhelming, especially since most of you kept repeating the same thing: divorce, divorce, divorce. But the truth is, I think a part of me still loves my husband. In my last post, I said I didn't think I loved him anymore, but I can't just ignore the things I do still cherish. I love the way he sings in the shower. I love how he laughs so hard that he snorts. I love the way he kisses my forehead when I've had a rough day. I love how he holds my hand when we watch TV together. Leo has done a lot of hurtful things, but he's not the terrible person some of you think he is. Maybe I didn't paint the full picture before. That being said, even if I do still love him in some way, I'm not in love with him anymore. And honestly, I don't think I have been for a long time. I care about him, and a part of me still holds on to that love, but you are all right, I should have ended things the moment he gave me that ultimatum. This past Saturday, we finally had the big talk. I was the one who brought it up, but he didn't seem too shocked. I told him I had noticed his discomfort with me going out with Mark and Steven and asked if something was wrong. He admitted that there was. But instead of asking to close the marriage, he simply asked if I still loved him. I hesitated before answering, then told him, not like I used to. He broke down in tears, and seeing that made me cry too. He confessed that he had known for a while that I wasn't in love with him anymore, but I'd been hoping that if he focused all his energy on me, he could win me back. I was honest with him. I told him that during those first 3 months of our open marriage, something inside me changed. I felt like my love for him faded, and I just haven't been able to get it back. I reassured him that I still cared about him and that, in some way, I did still love him, but not in the way I once did. He then asked if I was in love with Mark or Steven. I told him no. I enjoy being with them, and I care about them deeply, but I can't say I'm in love with either of them. I finally asked him why he had wanted an open marriage in the first place. Many of you speculated that he already had someone lined up, and you were right. There was a woman at his workplace he was interested in, and she felt the same way. The open marriage was just a way to get my permission to pursue her. He admitted that he never expected me to find my own partners. He assumed that, because of my lack of confidence, I wouldn't actually act on the arrangement. But at the same time, he didn't feel right stopping me either, since he had already gotten what he wanted. He never liked the idea of me seeing other men, but he also knew it wouldn't have been fair to tell me no after I had agreed to the open marriage. I guess Mark and Steven made him insecure because I was spending so much time with them consistently. For him, the open marriage had only ever been about casual sex, just occasional hookups that never lasted. He insisted that I was the only person he truly loved. But he started to feel like I was falling for my partners, like he was losing me, and he had been trying to win me back. We had a long, emotional conversation, and there were a lot of tears. In the end, we decided to get a divorce. Since the house is in his name, I'll be moving out and staying with Katie for a while. He told me I didn't have to leave and that I could stay until everything was finalized, but I just can't. Some days, it's too painful to even look at him. Honestly, I don't know how I feel right now. I thought I'd either be relieved or devastated, but mostly, I just feel exhausted. I know some of you expected me to have some sort of triumphant moment to clap back, be sarcastic, or rub it in his face. But I don't feel like I've won anything. I just feel lost. Update. Hey, it's been a while. It feels like so much has happened, yet at the same time, nothing at all. I still have a lot of emotions about everything, but mostly, I'm just exhausted. Leo and I are still in the process of finalizing our divorce. As far as divorces go, it's been fairly amicable. Since we both agreed to it and had a prenup, dividing everything equally has been straightforward. My lawyer expects everything to be finalized by the end of the year. Leo insists on giving me alimony, but I have no interest in accepting it. After reading a lot of perspectives on Leo's explanation for the open marriage, I decided to bring it up with him again and asked for complete honesty about the woman from his work. He admitted there was more to the story than he had originally let on. This is what he told me, and I've chosen to believe him. At this point, even if he's lying, it doesn't really matter, we're getting divorced either way, and I honestly don't have the energy to dwell on the details anymore. According to him, this is what happened. He had been posting on Reddit about his kinks, looking for advice, which I already knew about. One user kept messaging him, and they began talking regularly. At some point, he mentioned my name in one of their conversations, which he showed me. During his lunch break one day, a coworker, let's call her Mary, approached him and asked if he used Reddit, specifically mentioning his username. He confirmed, and she revealed that she was the person he had been talking to. From there, they started chatting more in person as friends and eventually moved their conversations to Instagram. He also showed me these messages. Their chats were mostly memes, jokes, and occasional flirtations, including some mentions of kinks. At one point, she commented that it was too bad he wasn't single. That was the moment he decided to push for an open marriage. Mary was clearly interested in him, shared his kinks, and could satisfy him in ways I couldn't, at least. That's how he put it. The truth is, we did have some struggles in the bedroom before the open marriage came up. I'm pretty vanilla, and he only discovered his kinks after we got married. I tried everything he wanted, but I just couldn't get into it, and he didn't like seeing me uncomfortable. Eventually, he stopped bringing them up altogether. So, in a way, we already had sexual compatibility issues. Maybe we were always destined to fall apart, even without the open marriage ultimatum. Our families, outside of my sister, were shocked when we told everyone we were getting a divorce. They always thought we were so happy and in love. My mom blames me, which I expected, but it still hurts. They don't know about the open marriage, and Leo, and I plan to keep it that way. I think he is ashamed to tell them. I am too, if I'm being honest. I really thought Leo was the love of my life. He was my first for almost everything. I said we were together for 7 years, but we were friends since college. I've known him for nearly 12 years, and we're about to become strangers soon. I still mourn my marriage, even though Katie and Jesse keep telling me this is for the best. They're both definitely thrilled, they don't hide it, but they also know this has been a weird time for me. I just don't know how to feel. I thought I would feel free or relieved or heartbroken or something, but I just feel weird. Like I lost a part of myself and I don't know how to get it back. I'm still staying with Katie for now, but I'll be moving out soon. I found a 1-bedroom apartment near Jesse, so I won't be completely on my own. Mark offered to let me move in with him, but I turned him down. Right now, things between us are on pause. He understands that I'm struggling to process everything, the end of my marriage, my emotions, and what I want moving forward. I think he hopes for something more official between us, but I'm not sure. I really care about Mark and don't want to lose him, but I also feel like I need to figure myself out first. As for Steven, we ended things at the beginning of August. He got a job offer in another state and took it. Even though our relationship was casual, I still got emotional and shed a few tears. He's a great guy, and when he eventually decides to settle down, whoever he chooses will be lucky. We still text occasionally, but it's mostly just sending each other TikToks or the occasional, "hope you're doing well" message. Some people have asked if I want to go back to monogamy after experiencing an open relationship and polyamory. The answer is yes. Even though I met some great people, Mark and Steven included, I don't think I was ever truly happy with myself or the choices I made. I also carried a lot of guilt, like I was somehow betraying Leo, Mark, and Steven, even though everything was consensual. Open relationships and polyamory work for some people, but I've realized they're just not for me. Jesse keeps telling me I need to see a therapist. I have been looking, but finding someone who's both available and the right fit has been frustrating. Hopefully, I'll find one before the divorce is finalized. I also need to sort out my feelings about Mark on my own. I don't want to string him along or give him false hope. Maybe we should take a break, or maybe I should let him go completely. He deserves to find his own happiness without waiting around for me. Hey everyone, hope you all had a great holiday season and a happy new year. This is just a bit of a rambling update. Honestly, between the support from internet strangers, along with Katie, Jesse, and my therapist, I'm doing much better than I was last year. So, I thought I owed you all a little life update. First off, it's official, Leo and I are divorced. It was finalized earlier this week. When I realized it was truly over, I cried, but not the way I used to. This time, it wasn't out of sadness or grief, it was relief. Relief that it's finally behind me and that I can move forward without carrying the weight of it anymore. For those wondering, I did end up accepting the alimony Leo offered. It's not a huge amount, but it helps cover some extra expenses. If I'm being honest, I think he mostly offered it out of guilt over everything that happened. Whatever his reasons, they're not my concern anymore. I also finally found a therapist, and she's been amazing. She's helping me unpack a lot of unresolved childhood trauma that I now realize affected my marriage more than I thought. In hindsight, if it weren't for my mom, I probably never would have agreed to an open marriage in the first place. A lot of people assumed it was Leo who destroyed my self-esteem, but the truth is, it was always my mother. My therapist is guiding me through setting boundaries and slowly limiting contact with her. It's a difficult process, but I'm working on it. As for Leo, my therapist advised me to shut that door completely. He initially wanted us to stay friends, but despite all the progress I've made, he still has an emotional hold on me. Many of his messages were him trying to convince me to give him another chance, promising to be the husband I deserved. My therapist made it clear that I need to enforce firm boundaries, and sometimes that means drawing a hard line. So, I told him not to contact me for a few months while I sort myself out. So far, he's mostly respected that. He still follows me on Instagram and we're still friends on Facebook, but he doesn't message me or comment on my posts. Occasionally, he'll like something, but that's the extent of our interaction, and that's something I can handle. I've also been making a conscious effort to stop checking up on him for my therapist's advice because I don't want to get stuck dwelling on the what-ifs. Despite everything that happened, I don't hate him. For a while, I thought I needed to, especially since so many others did because of what he did. But my therapist helped me understand that it's easier to hate someone from a distance than it is when you truly know them. I have so many wonderful, cherished memories mixed in with the painful ones, and that makes it hard to completely separate the two. So, no, I don't hate him. I don't even think he's a bad person. He's selfish and self-centered, and he hurt me deeply. But he was also funny, sweet, and attentive. Those were the things that made me fall in love with him in the first place. As for Mark, we're still together. I actually tried to break things off, thinking my emotional state was too messy and that he deserved better. But he told me he loves me and that he's willing to wait, taking things at whatever pace I need. I want to believe him when he says that. I love being with him, so I'm cautiously optimistic about where things might go. We're not living together, and honestly, I like it that way for now. I'm learning how to be my own person again. Leo was such a big part of my life for so long that I forgot what it felt like to just be me, not me and Leo. To help with that, I finally got a dog, something I've always wanted but never had because of Leo's allergies. His name is Iro, and having him around keeps me from feeling lonely. This will probably be my last update. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to all of you for your kind words and support throughout this journey. It truly meant so much to me. So, thank you, and I hope you all have a wonderful new year.